right, let's get right. Let's get right, let's get right. Let's get right, let's get right. 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 You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Let's get into this here.
This woman, she's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing that to leave
home. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
And they make me proud of them. Our Vice President, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not, don't you guys agree? They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you?
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not gonna back down anymore. I'm not gonna back down ever again.
Amen. Can the students in the room raise your hand? Wow. This question is for you guys. So you guys are very courageous and bold on your campus. Nicki, I know our students feel this way, but why do you think speaking your mind has become so controversial?
Because people no longer are using their minds, their brains. So right now, just imagine, we're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore. We're not, this is not what the world used to feel like. And especially for the young people, I don't want them growing up in a world where they feel like that. I mean, they deserve for their voices to be heard. They have valid feelings and they're thinking about things, and it deserves attention. You know, we should listen to what they're saying. And if you're growing up in a world that tells you it's taboo to say something that the masses don't agree with, that's not okay. and we're not gonna have it. And I love this. You know, it's giving the younger people confidence that they will need later on in life. You guys will need it, and you will have it. So I'm rooting for you.
Amen. Amen. Again, Charlie would always say, it really does not take skill to be courageous. It takes a choice. It takes a decision. And I want to say again, thank you for coming and being courageous and being able to share your heart with us. And the reason why that also holds true sentiment-wise is because I know that you are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that?
I didn't notice.
Amen. I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other people, they're the ones who are still just disgruntled, but really they're just disgruntled with themselves. They are angry with themselves, you guys. So you can't wake up and think about somebody who is determined to just stay mad. I literally tell them, stay mad.
Amen.
Stay mad. Because we're going to stay joyful,
Yep.
and peaceful and iconic and smart. And we're gonna stay thinkers. In a world that doesn't want us to think, we will think. By ourselves, on our own, we will continue to think.
This is something I know that's really important to you and on your heart. And I personally want to know what inspired you to speak out for the Christians that are being slaughtered in Nigeria.
Well, and that brings me back to our great president and this administration and our great country. That we take for granted that there right now in this world are people who cannot worship God as they please, where they please. We take it for granted because we have it. We can't even imagine not having that right. But every time we pray and fellowship, we have to remember the people that are right now in this world hiding to pray and fellowship. And we have to pray for them. And first of all, Nigeria is a place I've always loved. Someone very dear to me, my pastor, is Nigerian. I have lots of Nigerian barbs. And so hearing that people are being kidnapped, and while they're in church, people are being kidnapped, people are being killed, brutalized, all because of their religion. And that should spark outrage in the great America. And that's what it did. And again, we're not backing down anymore. We are not going to be silenced by the bullies anymore, okay? Know that. Hear that. Receive that, bullies. We won't be silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen?
Amen. I don't know if you can see this at home, but she's getting a ton of standing ovations.
I love you guys so much. Thank you guys.
So going along that thread, can you tell us about your relationship with God? Because I think a lot of us want to hear it.
Sure. Well, my relationship with God started, well, when I was a toddler in Trinidad. My grandmother, if things got spicy in the house, like if the kids or grandkids were arguing or fighting, she would make all the little kids go in her room and make us say and say a prayer. So later on in my life, well, not much later, when I was like 10, 11, 12, I started going to church in New York. And it changed everything. It changed my life for the better because I was going every week. I was hearing the word of God be preached. And then I was going home and I was applying it to my life. Even as a little girl, I learned how to pray very early. I always had this faith that made people think, you know, the kind of faith that you think a person is crazy, like, oh, please, like, you know. But I had that faith instinctively once I started hearing about God and, you know, just getting more into the Bible. I got baptized when I was about, yep. Amen. I got baptized when I was about 13. I got baptized. And I have just always applied those teachings to my life. I try to. And that's the thing. We're not perfect. We try. Sometimes I would wake up and feel so far removed from not God, but from fellowship. You know, I was like, oh my God, I used to go to church on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday every week, like literally 3 days out of the week. And then later on in your life, you become busy and you start thinking, oh, well, you know, God is in my heart and, you know, but then sometimes you can be in an industry as well that pulls you away even more. So lately, I've been feeling like, you know, like if you haven't seen a long lost best friend for, you know, for a long time and then you bump into them again, that's how it's been feeling for me. Like just going back to God and praying and talking to him. And, you know, and he said to me, where were you? Where have you been? I've been waiting on you. And since that moment that God had that conversation with me, I've been in such a better space because now it's just, I'm thinking about, is God pleased with this? Not if the bullies and uglies are pleased, but if God is pleased. And when you have that personal relationship with God, guess what? Even in school, he's there. Wherever you are and whenever you need it, you have something that you can tap into immediately. It's immediate. You don't have to leave a message. He's not going to call you back. He's there immediately. As soon as you call on him, on the first ring, he's going to answer. And I want you guys to remember that. You're young, and first of all, I want to say, I'm proud of you guys. This is a major... To be so young, for you guys that are in college, to be so young and to care this much, this early in your life, it tells us how smart you are, and it tells us that there's hope for our future. So God bless you. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing. Congratulations, you guys are amazing, okay? Know it. Feel it. Yes. Yes. Proudly. Be it proudly. Be who you are proudly.
Amen. So what have you, I mean, you're an amazing mother. What have you seen that has been a struggle for young women today? And then also, since both of us have little boys, I would love for you to also talk about the male side of that question as well.
Okay, well, something that I've noticed recently is that for little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way. If as black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Amen. Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild? And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique, you are beautiful, you are you, and you can compliment another girl, you can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing. So that's what I would say about for the girls. And I know I know my adults understand clearly where I'm going with that, where I'm getting, I don't like that. I don't like people making other people feel badly about themselves in any way. We need to nurture young girls. Yes, whether they are black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they still need to be nurtured. They cannot continue to pay for other people's sins. They haven't done anything wrong.
Amen. And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, cares. I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord. And words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart.
Double tap that like, hit that screen, double tap that like button right now, subscribe, become a member, it's free. Listen to me. We watching some of the most ducks. We watching the best ducks in the world quacking right here in your face. And then what else is sad is they using the amen word just to get confirmation from the crowd. You see what I'm saying? How they do? Oh man, double tap that screen. I wanted y'all to get that first and foremost, because at the end of the day, we know that ain't right. Let's keep going.
Okay, first one, we'll do this one. Unless you want to.
Alright, y'all, so we got all the gay boys and the barbs in an uproar over this hot topic right now with Nicki Minaj going viral, going on a stand with Kirk's wife, the dude that just got assassinated publicly. A lot of people disagree with what he says, a lot of people agree. I'm gonna give my opinion and my commentary at the end of this video. First, I'm gonna show y'all what Nicki is saying and what everybody got upset about. Let's go.
You had some fun words for Governor Newsom. I have to read these tweets because they are amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one, we'll do this one. Unless you want to read it in your own voice. I think it'd be really great.
Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav, the Gav nots. Gav not in, Gav out. Send in the next guy, I'm bored.
All right. So, if y'all been following me for a minute, y'all know that I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get off on oppressing people. And I don't feel like anything is happening wrong for people's existence to be noticed and acknowledged, okay, from a young age. I don't see a problem with it. I feel like that is what's going to prevent a lot of people growing up becoming transphobic and homophobic in the first place. With the whole mindset of, and like she said, a lot of trans people and gay people also agree with her. Let me address y'all real quick. That is self-hating. To sit there and say that my existence should not be acknowledged until adulthood, like we just some XXX rated R shit, like our existence is rated R. Like, being trans, being gay, like this is just about sex and sexuality, and we don't need to expose the kids to this at an early age. Y'all, these are people who are a part of this world, who are going to continue to be a part of this world. Sheltering them from that at a young age isn't going to do anything but cause them to be literally transphobic, homophobic, the same shit that all of us was raised up under. Femphobic, all that shit. We're not going to make any progress thinking that, oh, we can show them straight couples kissing in the cartoons, but gay couples, we need to keep that. That's rated R. No, that's a part of life. That's love. It's not just two men sexing, two women sexing. That's two men loving each other. They need to know that that exists and know how to look at that and accept that and look at trans and accept that that exists before they get a certain age and then they're looking at everybody who's different like there's something wrong with them. Okay, because that's what the problem is right now. And as a gay person and as a trans person, for you to sit there and say, this isn't something that they need to be worried about when you know that they're being exposed to straight people kissing, straight people sexuality and all that shit at 7 years old. But when it comes to us, we need to not be exposed to until 18 years old or some shit. Maybe 16, 14. My nigga, you'll know when your kid is a trans, you'll know way before that. Y'all just be in denial, not wanting to accept it, and then that hinders your child. Instead of you thinking about your child, you think about your damn self, your reputation, how people gonna see it, what you envision your child to have been, and they're not gonna be that, so now you're mad and you don't even wanna acknowledge what the fuck they are. Instead of you embracing who they are, you want them to fit into this box that you wanted them to be. That's narcissistic. And it doesn't just fall in with sexuality. It could be you want to go down a certain career path that your parents don't want you to go down, and now they disowning you. Like, it's all wrong. it doesn't mean that you're loving this person for who they are. It means that you need them to be what you want them to be, or else fuck them, which means your love is fake. So let's just keep that 100. But this whole like trying to cover it up with this whole woke ideology of, you know, you don't want to transition them so early, you don't want to do this so early, that might not be them. If that wasn't them, you know it, because you'd be able to gauge it throughout years. I'm not talking about you just from the first time your child comes talking about they trans, you go get them on hormones. No, you gauge that shit throughout years before you actually take steps towards that. Because if they're genuinely that, they're going to be that consistently in their identity, the way they think, their spirit, their aura. It won't be a phase. You know what a phase is. Okay, they like to play football this season, but last season they like to do track. Okay, this nigga don't know what sport he want to be in. That's how you know, okay, well, we're not going to commit to no sport because you don't know what you want to do yet. You know what I'm saying? This is different, though. This is an identity thing. So I don't agree with the shit. I don't also agree. Anything?
For young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, they're young men. You have amazing role models like our handsome
crying, talking about, maybe this is a hot take. I'm seeing so many videos of previous barbs, okay, crying, talking about how heartbroken they are, about learning who Nicki Minaj is today. And there are comments like, y'all are so dramatic. Okay, I don't think it's dramatic to mourn the artist that you look up to the most or love the most being a terrible, despicable human after supporting their work for decades, literally, and learning now that they have turned their back on communities that have helped them get to the success where they are today. I don't think that's dramatic, because when you love music, it is not about so much of the artist, but tell me right now, you can close your eyes and be like, what song reminds you of getting over a breakup, a happy time in your life, a time in your life where you needed music the most? It's not about the artist necessarily, but there is a time in your life where maybe you needed strength or escape or understanding, or you needed to feel some kind of confidence. You need to look in the mirror and be like, you know, I think to call that like dramatic is really, really unfair. But also people in comment sections being like, you guys are not loyal, or you guys are fake barbs, or I'm still gonna listen to her music. I think you guys lack boundaries and self-respect. If a person goes on stage and denounces trans lives and queer identities and calls an administration that is actively trying to strip human rights away from you, for you to say, I don't give a fuck, I'm still gonna listen, you need some self-reflection and you need a little bit more confidence.
I think this is hilarious. And I think that the people that are saying that y'all are over-exaggerating and you're so drama-filled and every other thing that they can think of that you are, because y'all are adults. Y'all too fucking grown to be sitting there mourning as a grown person, an artist, and worshiping another person. I ain't even gotten to her message or what she stand for or whether she was right or wrong, because we can get into that shortly. But to sit here and look at y'all worshiping people is actually pretty demonic. It's pretty demonic. And I don't understand why grown adults can't detach themselves and look at something as purely entertainment versus having a conversation about whether or not the person is the personification of who you worship and how you modeled your life for. Y'all modeling y'all life still after all of the information, after not knowing these people. You don't know what goes on in their household and what happens in the background, and y'all sitting here worshiping these people?
You had some fun words for Governor Newsom. I have to read these tweets because they're amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one, we'll do this one. Unless you want to read it in your own voice, I think it'd be really great.
Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids.
Nicki Minaj sat on that panel, cooning. That's all it was, Sambo cooning. Talking about, so why would we tear other black people down? Excuse me, what are you the one just talking about Cardi B kids? Or am I tripping? Ain't she the one who... Don't worry about it. Then she was like, it's okay to be a boy. A lot of your fan base are gay males. Where the barbs at? How y'all feel about this? Because y'all are her fan base. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really been a Nicki Minaj fan since Itty Bitty Piggy. I ain't gonna lie. I was on the plane with Dwayne. Yeah, I used to like that song a lot. But now, She's out of there. She's delusional. Literally. And then everything just seems so robotic. Like between her and Erika Kirk, it just seems so like scripted. Like nothing seems authentic. Like we know what you're doing. You're either doing it for a party for your husband or a party for your brother. Or maybe you did something that's about to come out and you trying to get a pardon for it. We'll see. Only time will tell.
So Erika, in her wisdom, brought Nicki Minaj to the TPUSA thing. And she made probably the biggest blunder I've ever seen in public, if it's possible. This is worse than George Bush saying the thing about how trying to rip on Putin and saying that he invaded Iraq. And oh shit, that's me. I did that. So this is worse than that. If you can believe
the worst
it.
part, Jimmy? Not enough fireworks in the beginning.
No, I know. So here they are sitting down. Let's watch.
You have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our Vice President. And when I say that,
I don't even, whoa, even the third time I'm watching this, it's like, whoa.
Well, I bet I get it because she's a rapper and you're a comic.
Yeah, I know, but it looks to me like MK Ultra is getting sloppy.
Well, that's been a while.
Oopsie daisy. JD Vance is the kind of hitman you just naturally trust, I guess. Like in an animated film where the little kid is friends with the alligator. Like that kind of. But let's watch this again. This is real. This may be
the Pope, right?
What's that?
JD Vance did kill the Pope, right?
We know that.
What Seth Rogen did in that movie with North Korea.
He did, we know that.
He shook his hand, then he was dead 2 days later.
That's right. So this, I think, is the most awkward cringe moment in the history of the world. I mean, it'd be like if she was sitting down with the Jackie Onassis 3 months after JFK got and said, boy, I've got some news that'll blow your head off. That's what this is like.
LBJ the assassin, we call him.
The assassin LBJ.
I'm sorry, I'm from the rap world. I'm trying not to swear my hardest.
So let's watch.
you have amazing role models like the assassin
Oh my God.
JD Vance, our Vice President. And when I say that,
I trust.
When I say that, my handler is that talking to me in my earpiece right now. Program reset alpha. Program reset alpha. Return to neutral brain. Freeze.
Oh my God. I'm getting worried about ass cheek Dolly Parton.
Watch this. So she tries to make it right. Erika's gonna try to make.
There's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you.
And then they just sit there. And they just sit there. Nobody's saying anything.
Jimmy.
Because Cardi B can't think of a way to get out. Cardi B. Nicki Minaj can't think of a way to get out of this.
The other Cardi B can't think of a way. Jimmy, Charlie Kirk was right. A woman's place is in the home.
They're just, look how awkward this is.
You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single
laughing.
thing. And
No
They're
one's
not laughing.
No one's laughing.
You're not laughing? Are you going to laugh later at home?
Yeah. Nicki Minaj was not laughing. She was not laughing. The crowd's not laughing. Okay, here we go.
you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back.
Which
And
one?
this is what's so beautiful.
By the way, you have not let any of the criticisms roll off your back. Every one of those criticisms are stapled to your shoulders, and you carry them around everywhere you go with your lifetime supply of Kleenex tissues to wipe your eyes.
While fireworks go off around you.
You haven't let, you went on TV show after TV show telling people to shut up and crying about it and calling them names and giving your resting bitch face at them. Everything in the world you did to show
Take
it.
a selfie where my husband died in that tent. How about that weirdness?
To show it, we're gonna get to that. To show it didn't. It's not, you don't let anything roll off your back. Nothing is rolling off your back. This is what, so let's go. She keeps trying.
About this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this.
You care.
I just said it.
You've been doing it for at least 2 weeks, nonstop, 3 weeks probably, nonstop media blitz, because you care about what people are saying. You all care. Ben Shapiro gave a half-hour speech because he cares that much. You took his money because you care. Everybody cares. Everybody at Charlie Kirk show cares, except Charlie.
This woman, she's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
Okay, I want to show you what Charlie thought of her. This is what Charlie thought of her.
Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on, I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, they're young men. You have.
So that's
Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on, I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Flip that.
Now contrast that to what she just said. And she's inviting her on stage. Okay.
Wait, so.
What, Kurt? What?
This is like a really less good version of then. Remember Ice-T made Cop Killer? And then like 10 years later, he was the most beloved TV cop to old people.
Isn't that amazing?
And this is like an attempt to recreate that magic. And I gotta say, I don't feel like it's going that well.
It's kind of amazing. Again, when I send myself stuff, I can never find it. I've been sending myself stuff.
Dude, Charlie said, I don't think it's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls is one of the funniest things. You don't think so, Charlie?
That is the hands down heavyweight champion of the world cringe moment in history. Hey, I'm going to show you another cringe moment from AmericaFest after this quick message from our sponsor. Don't go away. I want to take a moment to talk to you about a company I trust, Monetary Gold. With everything happening in the economy, a lot of people are looking. Now, I'm going to show you, as long as we're talking about Freudian slips, here is Erika Kirk doing it again. And by the way, I'm glad she's done with the mourning thing. She's wearing all white constantly. She's wearing, she wore it. I don't know if you saw her walk out at this thing. She was wearing an outfit all covered in glitter, and it would make Liberace blush.
Yeah, Battle of the Network Stars, I thought it was.
Yeah. So here's another incredible slip of the tongue moment for an honor student. Watch this.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day.
Oh, same grift that landed him the opportunity to be up there with Erika, I guess. Grift queen of the political scene. Sounds like he fit right in. This is real.
Candace makes money off telling people that we're liars. How much they make off Charlie's corpse and taking how much you think? And then this idiot.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been.
It was supposed to be grit. It wasn't even supposed to be gift. She just said grift. And then she's like, oh, gift, grit, shit, can of corn, baby's born. Pants are torn.
Long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Again, I'll just never get over how I applaud the way she's able to bounce back after the public assassination of her husband. She's just amazing. The way she, the outfits, the sense of humor, the media blitz to her, what's that, Kurt?
The midterms are coming. I mean, yeah, he's gone, but the midterms, Jimmy.
That's right.
Life goes on to the midterms.
It's, this is the whole thing. I can't get over the whole thing.
It gets so much worse as it goes on.
Who's doing the mind control at the main office today? Come on, is it an actual parrot? Next, she's gonna let it slip that she's a pretty girl and that she wants a cracker. Okay, all right, there's more coming from TPUSA, but if you want to hear my jokes about TPUSA, come see me January 11th in Waikiki. Go to jimmydore.com. The Los Angeles show sold out. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets January 11th in Waikiki. Come see me on tour January 11th in Waikiki, February 20th in Lansing, Michigan, February 21st in Milwaukee. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.
Anything?
By any chance, did you get to catch Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Sitting down with Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika?
Yeah.
At this Turning Point USA event?
Yeah, I did.
I mean...
Charlie wasn't even one of there to begin with, though.
Wow.
After what he said, he was doing one of those little sit-down things, and he talked about what he felt about Nicki and Cardi.
Right now, black culture is being held captive by influences, songs, and role models. I mean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on, I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
It's for degenerates. Raise degenerate culture, breeding a degenerate culture for young women. He wouldn't want her there to begin with. But like we know, powerful. They do anything for a check, though. Anything for, I don't know what they paid her, but I mean, Turning Point is not a cheap organization. They bring in hundreds of millions, tens of millions. I know she got a good bag to sit there and lie the ways that she did. And act like she didn't know what Charlie had said about her before.
Okay, so do you think it was as simple as the bag?
That's all it was. I don't think, if she believes anything, this is my opinion, I think that if she believes anything, it may be about the Christians being slaughtered, in Africa and prosecuted in Africa. I think she might stand for that. Everything else out her mouth, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
She went at it, first and foremost, before I go there, she was gushing damn near. Like her praise for President Trump was next level.
Yep. Yep.
You know, Nicki is, I mean, she did everything but put on that MAGA hat and do that little Trump dance.
Well, I think she has a hat out now, the Barb's hat. I just saw somebody post it up. It was somebody from that organization, Turning Point, or it might have been the White House. I don't remember. But she has a hat like Make America Barb's Again hat. So I don't know. I mean, she probably had a hat in her back pocket.
So, I mean, clearly, we all know that her husband, for that matter, he's what's that list? The sexual
offenders, predator.
The predators list.
Yeah.
You know, he's a registered sexual predator.
Yep.
Do you think this is strategy to get him taken off that list?
Oh, I didn't think that deep. That deep. Yeah, it could be, very much so. Who else did that? Somebody else got in good with the president.
All kinds of people, like Lil Wayne. Was out there waving the flag for Trump, and you know his charges get dropped.
Yeah, she might be playing the long game. She might be playing chess a little bit right now. Yeah. I didn't think about that. And if it is, I mean, I guess good on her. I can't deduce myself that low though, you know? I can't deduce myself that low, like give support on something I really don't believe in. I don't care about the bag that much. I have morals at the end of the day, you know? I mean, I care about the bag, but it comes with like limitations, I think though.
Yeah, you know, here's the deal, and this is as real as I could put it. It felt like she believed every word she said. Like, short of this chick getting up there, waving the American flag, and screaming Trump, 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 you know, it felt believable. She was damn near gushing.
It felt believable related to the people who don't know her or know her background or know what, like I said, what Charlie has said about her and Cardi. So I think she knows that too.
Yeah, that's the craziest part is, you know, this is Charlie Kirk's, his organization that he founded. And he made it very clear on his stance. About her.
Yep. So why bring her on? That's confusing to me too. Why even bring her on?
I mean, do you feel like his wife in some way betrayed him, or his wife is taking a more noble approach, like, even in the wake, you know, of my husband not being here?
Hey, listen, like I get the grieving widow. I'm not trying to get like step on too many toes, but I just don't. Do I think she took the noble approach? No. I don't believe her. Like ever since she's been on her little book tour and.
Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. You know you in here with your boy Dilla T and my family. You know this is No Filters. It's only right to do it to become a member. Don't never forget, we got the No Filters raffle going on. $5 for the hoodie, $2 for the t-shirt. Put it in the No Filters Cash App for the support. You see what's going on with the super chat. Don't get it twisted. It ain't no way but to do it. Only one way for it to get done. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the only way we do it right here with your boy Dilla T. You will know and understand the next move of what's happening.
A lot of people love Trump.
All right, y'all. The Nicki Minaj situation is one of the most interesting case studies as we close out the year 2025. Nicki comes out and she says, "Thank you, Donald Trump, for highlighting Christian persecution in Nigeria." Instant outrage. Now you have the people who say there's no persecution of Christians in Nigeria. What are you talking about, Nicki? Why are you agreeing with anything that Trump says? You have those people. You have the other people who say, you know, right message, wrong messenger. You have the other people who say, this seems like a plot. This seems like a plan by the Trump administration to try to win the black vote. And then you have other people who say, you know what? I think she's just getting paid. I think she's just making a lot of money. And she doesn't actually believe anything that she's saying. It's so interesting to hear all the different opinions, because the people who used to be her diehard fans, the Barbs, they're losing their minds. They have no idea what to do. This is their queen. And the queen bee just went to the #1 enemy and pledged allegiance. They're freaking out. Now, I want to show you some stuff. I want to start with this clip right here. This is from AmericaFest 2025. Nicki Minaj, Erika Kirk. Nicki Minaj says something very interesting. She says the industry that she was a part of pulled her away from Jesus. And now she's coming back. I want to play this part. I want to play some of the outrage, and then I want to have a conversation and give my opinion. All right, let's go.
Later on in my life, well, not much later, when I was like 10, 11, 12, I started going to church in New York. And it changed everything. It changed my life for the better, because I was going every week. I was hearing the word of God be preached. And then I was going home and I was applying it to my life. Even as a little girl, I learned how to pray very early. I always had this faith that made people think, you know, the kind of faith that you think a person's crazy, like, oh, please, like, you know. But I had that faith instinctively once I started hearing about God and, you know, just getting more into the Bible. I got baptized when I was about, yeah, amen. I got baptized when I was about 13. I got baptized. And I have just always applied those teachings to my life. I try to. And that's the thing. We're not perfect, we try. Sometimes I would wake up and feel so far removed from, not God, but from fellowship. You know, I was like, oh my God, I used to go to church on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday every week, like literally 3 days out of the week. And then later on in your life, you become busy and you start thinking, oh, well, you know, God is in my heart, and, you know, but then sometimes you can be in an industry as well that pulls you away even more. So lately, I've been feeling like, you know, like if you haven't seen a long lost best friend for, you know, for a long time, and then you bump into them again, that's how it's been feeling for me. Like just going back to God and praying and talking to him. And, you know, and he said to me, where were you? Where have you been? I've been waiting on you. And since that moment that God had that conversation with me, I've been in such a better space, because now it's just, I'm thinking about, is God pleased with this? Not if the bullies and uglies are pleased, but if God is pleased. And when you have that personal relationship with God, guess what? Even in school, he's there. Wherever you are and whenever you need it, you have something that you can tap into immediately. It's immediate. You don't have to leave a message. He's not gonna call you back. He's there immediately. As soon as you call on him, on the first ring, he's going to answer. And I want you guys to remember that. You're young, and first of all, I want to say, I'm proud of you guys.
I don't know how you can be upset with that. You know, she literally said she made mistakes. At one point, she prioritized God in her life, and then her career took over, and that became her God. And now she's realizing, like, hey, the only thing that really matters is Jesus. The only thing that really matters is my relationship with God. And it wasn't perfect, much like all of our journeys were not perfect, especially if you put it under a microscope. Even the people who you think might be the squeaky cleanest individuals, right? But you line them up. Whoever you perceive to be the most Christian of them all, the most Christ-like, line them up, put them under the microscope, you're gonna find some stuff. You're gonna find some stuff. It's just that their stuff doesn't happen to be public and made for entertainment. See, her life and her career was made for entertainment. So all of the stuff that she may or may not regret, because I don't know to what extent she may or may not regret some of the songs that she's made, you know, and some of the things that she has said and promoted. I don't know to what extent she has, you know, remorse in that area. I don't even think that's the right term, remorse, but you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how she feels about that. I don't know how she reconciles with that product that she put out into the world. But the fact of the matter is, you can't go back and you can't change the past. The fact of the matter is, none of us are too far gone to where we cannot be redeemed by Jesus. But some of us like to put that title on individuals that we deem to be too far gone. And we like to say that person is inauthentic. That person is not genuine based on where they came from and what they were involved in. But what about you? What about me? What about us? Because we were involved in some stuff. It just wasn't blown up and made public. So I don't know how people could be upset with that. From a political standpoint, being that the automatic assumption is that all Black people should be Democrat. From a political standpoint, I get it. I understand why people are upset. I get it, because she is choosing to align with what many deem to be the far right. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't think they're far right, but they're clearly on the right. You know what I mean? But from her fans' perspective, from the Barb's perspective, she's pretty much lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a lost soul. That's what her fans believe at this point in time, which is so interesting because it's like, man, you do understand that we can agree with people, but then we can also disagree with those same individuals at the same time. I don't think I know somebody in my life who I fully agree with everything that they say or do. But I'm still able to have respectful conversations and respectful dialogue and learn new things and be challenged and challenge the other individual as well on their viewpoints. But this assumption that it's like, oh, now she's mixing with the Trump administration, so now she's automatically compromised. It's a weird assumption that so many people have. But once again, I get it because that's kind of the mindset that's been ingrained into us for a very long time. But anyway, let's play this video from Kathleen Berry.
Years ago, you could have never, if you asked me even 2 years ago, you could have never convinced me that in 2025, Nicki Minaj would be a full-blown Trump supporter. But here we are, because not only did she go on stage with Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA, an entire company dedicated to indoctrinating children into conservatism, she is literally singing Donald Trump's praises, and you can't make this shit up.
I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact. He's from Queens, New York, like me.
And under this guise of she's supporting Christians, Nicki Minaj goes to bat for Christians at AmericaFest. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. We've completely lost the plot. And also, this is not surprising, by the way, that Nicki Minaj has decided to go this direction at this point, because we've seen recently with all of her tweets, which, by the way, she doubled down on her transphobic tweets that she made as well. She actually read them proudly and happily on stage with Erika Kirk. Which the fact that Nicki Minaj's fan base is mostly comprised of Black and Black queer people is insane, that she would align herself with this administration, who is trying to take away the rights of all of us. Also, Nicki Minaj is an immigrant. Why would you want to be aligned with an administration that is doing all this disgusting to immigrants in this country? It doesn't make any sense. Like, this is ridiculous. This is clownery at its finest. Whether you like Nicki's music or not, if you can sit over here and support something like this that literally goes against your own self, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned for the society.
The statement of trying to take our rights away, I never quite understood that statement. I never quite understood, because I'm looking and I'm like, you still got rights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What's this one? I don't even know if I want to watch this one. What is it?
I told you y'all were not going to believe me if I came up and I said it. So I had to play the video so you could understand. So you weren't going to call me a liar, all right? Now, in the grand scheme of things, remember, she just left with Donald Trump to a United Nations meeting trying to speak out against the atrocities that are happening in Africa against Christians. It's not happening. There's no genocide in Africa against Christians. There's about 3 genocides going on right now, and none of them are about Christianity. Okay? Now, with that being said, and we're also fully aware that on Christmas, football's halftime, child, I don't be watching that. Snoop Dogg is also doing a performance. Didn't he just do the inauguration for Trump? So when I talk about them trying to indoctrinate into the black community and raise their black percentage of voters, and I said it's been happening, I mean it's been happening. And y'all pay attention because you don't read nothing. Imagine our ancestors doing all that for us to be able to effing read legally in their society that we had to be brought into, and you hoes aren't reading. Imagine that. Imagine my surprise when y'all are not reading or using critical thinking skills. After everybody who died to make sure everyone outside of cisgendered white male American-born men could get an American education. And you're not using it. You're not using your brains. You're not connecting dots. You're not using critical thinking, and you're not using comprehension. So when they're able to get things like, repealing 230 and getting COSAs through, and now they have an influx of people who are from the black community who all of a sudden support them because Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg support them. I need you guys to wake up whatever's in there and get her to work. Put the thinking cap on. What do you think they're trying to do? What do you think they're setting up? What do you think? The midterms are coming up. What do you think they're doing? Midterms are not, regardless. This does not excuse Mr. Snoop tap dancing dog of his behavior, or Miss Onika wasn't born here, Nicki Minaj, for her behavior.
Okay. So I guess for me, it's like I refuse to buy the mindset that is being sold to me.
A little this and that. No,
I just refuse to buy it. I'm not gonna refuse to acknowledge that there is real racism, that there are individuals who might look at me or look at somebody who looks like me and not want to provide certain opportunities for me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not going to deny that reality because I live it, but I'm not going to buy the mindset that is sold to me that says that I constantly have to have this be a reoccurring theme in my experience. I'm not going to look at everything through the lens of race. I'm not going to do that because I understand that that ultimately distracts you and puts you into this divisive us versus them state of mind, as opposed to the fact that we are all human beings, that we all make mistakes, that we have all fallen short, that we all need grace, that we all need forgiveness. We do. So I would rather choose to operate with that mindset as opposed to the latter.
Nappy.
Because when I'm operating with the mindset of we all need grace, we all make mistakes, we have all fallen short. When I operate with that mindset,
what you doing, Ruth?
I'm able to actually be free. I'm able to actually experience peace, and I'm able to actually walk in the calling that God has for me. So, we could sit here and be upset every time a black celebrity reveals that they actually have conservative viewpoints. We can sit here and be upset. Or we can simply say, you know what, regardless, how does that actually affect me and my family and my relationship with God? How does that actually affect what's important in my reality? Because oftentimes it doesn't really have too much of an effect. It really doesn't. It's just noise. It's just distractions. It's just talk. It's just drama. It's just gossip. It's just he said, she said stuff. It doesn't really matter. Anyway. I think it's dope that Nicki said what she said. I don't know what she said about the trans tweets and stuff like that. What are the trans tweets? What did she say? Let's see. What did she say?
Is you making a mess?
Says Nicki Minaj and Gavin Newsom feud intensifies. Rapper doubles down on slamming governor's trans advocacy as he posts a diss track. Interesting. Oh, what happened? What did she say though, exactly? Dear Barbs, please protect me from that wicked and evil man. Love, Barbie. They're ready to make a career politician with everything to lose, to throw it away. Just like they did to everyone else before him, just to go against me. What's wild is that he can't see how this will end. I must be pretty powerful gal, praise God. What did she say about trans people though? Okay, anyway, besides the point. Let me know what y'all think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.
I don't know what they thought was going on. Hit that like button right
So
now.
today I finally announced.
Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now, because I thought they thought we didn't know what was going on, but now we know what's going on.
And admiration.
Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj.
I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president.
Now I'm gonna pass on that one.
Let's get into it now. Now we know, if you hadn't heard, Nicki Minaj had sat with Erika Kirk, who is Charlie Kirk's widow.
After years of calling Donald Trump out, Nicki Minaj insisted she was not going to jump on the Trump bandwagon in 2020. Now she's singing the president's praises as a full-throated MAGA supporter. So what happened?
I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president.
The rapper was effusive in her praise for President Trump and Vice President JD Vance during an interview with Erika Kirk at Turning Point's AmericaFest.
He's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys.
The world looked very different 15 years ago when Minaj used Trump, then a private citizen and reality TV star, as an example of misogyny against women in the entertainment industry.
But Donald Trump, he gets to hang out with young and have 50 different wives and just be cool.
Minaj, who was born Onika Tanya Mirage in Trinidad and Tobago in December 1982, has been open about coming to the United States as an undocumented child. In an emotional social...
So let's get into it on some real for real G's to understand what's really going on. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, hit your notification bell, put it on all, subscribe right now. It's free. Subscribe, just hit the button. Just hit the button. Just hit the button. It ain't hard. It's a button. It's a white button that says subscribe. You just hit the button and then the notification bell come up and you hit that and then you hit all. You feel me? Let me tell you what happened for real. Tell you what's going on for real. Because you know, we read the headline and then we read in between the line. Okay? So let me tell you what's going on. Oh, that's the request? Okay. Just fool the boss. That's what we doing. Okay now. So the realness of it is, you know, Nicki Minaj lost her house. I need to know that you know. Press 1 if you know Nicki Minaj lost her house and she had a lawsuit against her. Nicki Minaj had a lawsuit against her for a situation that happened with a security guard. Okay? She basically tried to ignore it, act like it wasn't nothing. Money was requested a while back. for the situation, okay, for the suing of her in the situation. She ignored it. Shout out to Tiffany in the building for subscribing. New subscriber, that's a family member. Y'all shout out to Tiffany. Let her know we love her. She family, No Filters family. So she basically got sued by a security guard, okay? Basically saying that the security guard didn't do his job. So it was a sue, counter sue. Basically, she lost the case. She was told that she had to pay some money. She ignored it. Nobody cared. So with that said, the fact she didn't even do it is basically that she ended up losing her house. And the judge said, hey, to compensate for these much millions that you owe this man, we're just going to take your house. And that should basically fulfill the suing compensation. You understand? So because of that, that's one. So you know. She was getting sued and had to get money back for the house that she just lost. Now, she just lost this house within the month. Or 2 months, let me say that. Because I remember reading the situation. And I said, oh, wow. You, instead of paying this man, see, this is where millionaires, billionaires, zillionaires, cajillionaires think they're more than the world. I hope Tiffany comprende. You understand? And this is where you understand that they think they're more than the world or more than the law, because she is so stupid for being sued for a certain amount of millions. And instead of her just giving that man those millions, because think about it. Nicki Minaj is making a certain amount of money by the minute. Think about it. If you Google right now how much money Nicki Minaj makes by the minute, like LeBron James. If you Google how much LeBron James makes in a minute, in a second, in a day, in an hour, in a week, in a month, it will astound you. Truly. Okay? So what we want people to understand is that even the more, when we talk about what they make, why would she let greed and pride come into her life when all she had to do was pay that man 2, 3, 4, 5 million? Hell, you finna make 2, 3, 4, 5 million back off of sales, shows. To be honest with you, club appearances. I mean, you could just make that back so fast, so quick. So the fact that she did not pay the settlement, they took her house. Okay, shout out to, by the way, 564 family. Make sure you subscribe because you did an honorable thing, and that was go look up what we was discussing. And that's what I'm talking about family taking care of business here. Because we have to understand what's real. Shout out to family, by the way, 564 says, Nicki is making possibly $74 a minute. Crazy work. So when we think about what's going on, we know that Nicki just took this right here because, one, think about this. If you just signed up with Donald Trump, Turning Point USA, Erika Kirk, they are going to give you back the money you lost. Your house money you lost. And you're going to make even more money from showing and doing press conferences, seminars, rallies, things of that nature that she just did with Nicki. That is exactly what's going on here. It's not a thing about understanding. It's about knowing the process, knowing the people she's involved with. Nicki Minaj just lost her house. That don't make her broke. But if you just had a mansion that's about 20 million or something around that aim, and you lose it, whatever money you got sitting in the bank or in the cut or put up in the savings funds, that's the money you operating off of right now. So she has to make a power move to get that 20 million house money back and more to stay established. So that should tell you, in her mind and in our mind, we see Nicki as a sellout for the money. That's how they see her. That's why people talking about her, saying she a sellout. She dealing with Donald Trump. She just made a meal ticket. But let me tell you what she really just did. She's done what she's always did. And she's doing what she's always done. And that is sacrificing her life for her family. And whatever cost that is, she's chosen to do it. Because she knows who they chose to be in office. When you sign up with them people, you know the limits and you know the consequences and you know the power that you have. She's in a position to fall off, but yet she can make one call and put herself right back in position. Why? Because she's been with them people all her life. This petition thing that we keep hearing because people act in a certain way don't even matter. Because we are just people. We have feelings. We can change our heart. Just like they talk about snitches and people coming out of jail snitching. People like Gunna, when they talked about Gunna snitching on Young Thug and he got out of jail, put out one album, everybody was on it. And now he out here making money and making life as if it never happened. But I know I come from back in the day where snitches get stitches and you will never hear or see them again. So when we're talking about real life and what's going on, fam, we're talking about only these things right here. Nicki Minaj know who she's involved in, and she's done this because of her losing her home. And she has to secure that bag for herself, her family, and her career moving forward. That is exactly all this is. This is nothing more, nothing less. Ruth, the reason why we just can't be playing music, because you know how they feel about this, that, and the other. We're not going to let them play with us. You turn on something right now, they feel like they want to shut down everything. So what's the difference? You understand? But again, when I speak and say, hey, we got to understand the way that they're moving about. It's a reason why they're moving like this. Nicki Minaj knows she just lost her house. She finna get her money back and more. So you will expect more Nicki Minaj, more Erika Kirk, more Turning Point USA with Nicki Minaj, more Donald Trump campaign with Nicki Minaj, more Nicki Minaj pushing and furthering the agenda of what needs to be done. Because why? She will benefit plus them as well. And you need to understand at the end of the day, people like Kodak Black. Think about Kodak Black. Kodak Black was locked up. That boy got out. Then all of a sudden it was over. What you over there doing, Ruth? Man, it was over. Same sense. He got out. He all of a sudden got out by Trump, right? He was pardoned by Trump. Think about it. Kodak Black. Black man. Florida. Straight out the hood. That man then got pardoned. He get out, and all of a sudden he does the unthinkable. So when we're talking about people hooking up with Trump, remember Kanye West outside the hotel? Remember that, fam? Let me know you remember Kanye West at the Trump hotel back when Trump was in office. Remember that? I think that was Trump's first term. Okay, now, Rue, I think that was his first term. That was his first term. That's my point. So, when we thinking about, okay, because Kim K and Kanye went to sin, but the point is Kanye came out with that blonde hair. And now we start to think about the levels of how far that went, because we know what that means as well. Even in the more saying the same, when we looking at how it happened, the way it happened, and the manner that it happened in, they had that man coming out of a hotel with some blonde hair, and he stood there as if he didn't know what to say, what to do, or what was going on. So the point I'm making is that's exactly what happened with Kodak Black. Got out of jail, blonde hair, standing there, didn't know what to do, what was going on, or who was there. Point I'm making is, like Tiffany said, MK Ultra. And even in that manner, knowing that, we're looking at a person like Nicki Minaj that doesn't have to be MK Ultra. She can simply sign up. Simply say, this is what I'm going to do. Simply say, hey, I know. See, and this is what you need to understand. She's choosing the money to take her family, but choosing to throw her career away. But she knows that it doesn't matter. Why? Because we're not robots, we are people. Oh, we're going to get that for the clean up on aisle 3 for Rue. We got to get the clean up on aisle 3. That's the realest thing. Because right now, Nicki Minaj ain't worried about her career. She feel like people are going to change every day. People are choosing what they choose to do and what they choose to say. They don't care. Nobody holds back nothing. They know when you got to go down a rabbit hole and you got to go deep like that to find out what's going on. That's what happened with Nicki Minaj. And now Nicki Minaj done bust everywhere and made a mess everywhere. And now everybody, it's like her leg, she just open. She open. Everybody's exposed. She's exposed. And she don't even care. What is it doing? She don't care about no Barbies. She don't care about none of that. She done made a mess everywhere, Chris. You see what I'm saying? Now it's everywhere. It's all around the world. They talking about Trinidad. They talking about exposed. And they talking about shipping her out the sea. Talking about shipping her over here, shipping her. She done made a mess. And a mop not going to clean it up. When you make a mess here, all the way to there, all the way, and you make a trail, Nicki Minaj then created a trail of a mess. And that mess everywhere. And now she in a position where you talking about, hey, she got to clean it up, but she got to clean it up the wrong way. She got to go with Trump and them. She got to go see about Erika Kirk. And think about who Erika Kirk connected with. The same people. So basically, you coming to see the hierarchy for you to still be out here living and surviving. 20 million on a mansion. A mess. A natural born mess. You hear me? 20 million. Made a mess so everywhere is everywhere. The whole world know what's going on globally. And now, and then what's else funny is for me, the girl don't even know how to talk on stage. Tracy in the building, you already know what it is. She don't even know how to talk on stage. She on stage speaking in the same sense as if she didn't even know the questions was coming. And she trying to find the words to put together just to make it seem as if it makes sense. She done made a mess all through the store. It's cleaned up on aisle 1 all the way through 10. And the crazy part is, this is the main thing. Here, let me tell you what's real. They own her now even more. She was already, souls have already been sold, but now they own her even more. Why? Because she called them and said, I need y'all help. She called them and said, I need your help. I can put any money on it that Nicki Minaj called Trump and them. She called Turning Point USA. Or let me tell you what really happened. They reached out to her and told her, hey, this is what we got right now. We about to go down your hole. We about to dig deep down in your business. We about to get in your business. Open up right now. We about to get in your business. We about to go deep in your business. And we about to expose you to the world. So be ready to sit on stage with Erika Kirk and tell your life story, however it gotta be. And whatever Erika say, you better figure it out. You know how to freestyle, don't you? Like that music, right? Yeah. I bet they told her, you know how to freestyle, you better get these lyrics right when you get on stage. You better get these lyrics right when you get on stage. Because the moment you get on stage is over. So when we talk about exposure, when we talk about reading in between the lines, Nicki has definitely cashed out to get her 20 million back. Nicki has definitely. See, these are things y'all don't be knowing about. Y'all can just read the headlines and you be like, oh my God, Nicki Minaj on stage with Erika Kirk. But you don't know why. Think about it. Ain't that embarrassing? We don't be knowing nothing. But yeah, we can just see something and then just make an assumption. And you don't even know it's deeper. Everybody type deeper. Or just type deep. Type deep in the comments if you understand how real this is. Take you a drink, and type deep in the comments right now because you need to understand how deep. Boy, you better put deep. Woman, man, right deep. You need to know how deep this situation is. You need to know how deep our lives are involved with this. You need to know how deep they will take this story, this movie, this play, and how deep it's finna go for a situation for us to not even know. They already been digging. They've been digging our deaths. They've been digging our graves. That's how deep this is. They've been digging deeply our lives. They just sitting there digging deep. You better hear me when I say deep. Listen, got so deep. We have no direction. See, when things get that deep, a mess is made because you never figured it'd get that deep. And when it gets that deep, there's no control over nothing. There's no control. So everything comes out and it's a mess. And now it's like, what we doing? We in a situation, family, where the good is looked at as bad and the bad is looked at as good. We in that world where we watching a movie, a never-ending movie that we all are starring in. We are the cast, supporting cast, and the backup. You better hear me. You better hit that like button and subscribe right now because you have an opportunity for us to save your life. This is what this is. We're here to save your life. We're here to bring light to darkness. We're here to read in between the lines to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, damn it, stop lying to yourself. Call it a duck and move on. And we're here to go as deep as the rabbit hole supplies us with. Because yet, as they give us the information, they tell on themselves in the same sense. What you want me to say, Rube, let me know. I want you to understand the level of deepness. Hit that like button, subscribe. I don't see it. I need to know. It's a reason why the things are this deep. It's a reason why we ain't opening our eyes. And yet they have chosen Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj have chosen them. She don't care about no Barbies. She don't care about no culture. She don't care about none of that. It's man for theyself. You better get the album when it drop. You hear me? Man for theyself, Dilla T. Hear me today. It's man for theyself. And I'm tired of people choosing who they finna cook, knowing that we all would find ourselves doing the same things if we was on that same stage. Which one to shut up right now? Be real with me right now. You wouldn't do what Nicki Minaj is doing? Type it right now. Funk Seeing the House says, yup. The Real Impressed Lynn says, nope. Mary B says, nope. Funk says, I would. GIMC 1140 says, nope. Ruth says, never. Chris says, hell no. Security 5150 says, never. Ruth says, nah, fam, not me. Shantae says, find a better way. The Real Impress says, my kids and my future on the line. Shadows Dial Foul says, not a chance. Jay Buster says, preach, man. Lori says, not me. Lindsay don't get it, my bad. Gloria Miller said, depends on your values. Tracy Stevens, what up, Tracy, says, nope. William Reed says, nope. That's Real Revolution. Viva Revolution. Lindsay says, explain, please. Demi Hill, what's up, family? You know we're in a bit. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Lens say, what I asked was, what'd you do what Nicki Minaj did? Nicki Minaj lost her mansion for $20 million. She lost a lot of money. She lost a lot. She found herself in a position, and now she's running with Erika Kirk, Turning Point USA, and Donald Trump in the campaign and whatever they are on. She will get paid and compensated generously by the graces. But I say to you, if you was in her position and you don't even know what she had to do to be in her position, would you do what she's done? Would you find yourself going with the opposition? Would you find yourself dealing with Donald Trump in position? And again, if you understand who Nicki Minaj is and what she's a part of, would you find yourself with Erika Kirk, knowing what Erika Kirk is and a part of? Because if they both are in the same organizations, this is nothing but a walk apart. This is nothing but a park walker and a walk in the park. Ruth says, would you? And then she said, answer me, please. And then Shadow says, would you? You know, y'all is who y'all is, because it's funny how Ruth asked that, then Shadow did. Shout out, Shadow. You better be a member. You better subscribe, fam. Shadow. Nosy Heck says she looked a little slimmer from the speech she did about Nigeria with the Turning Point thing. She must have jumped on the Ozempic real quick, child. She looked great though. Shout out to you, Nosy. So y'all say let me tell you what I would do. There's called patience. And there's called wisdom. And there's a time when you need to know that even when you're defeated, you still win. Let me say that again. There's a time of knowing, even when you're defeated, you still win. So when you ask me would I have done it, I want you to understand that what I would have done was this. And listen to me. There was a time where she went to court with a situation with the security guard and she lost. There was a settlement put on the table of $3, $4 to $5 million. She chose not to pay it, ignore it, and it costed her $20 million on her house. My bad, her mansion. So my judgment in what I would have done, I would have took that settlement and I would have paid that security guard that $3, $4, or $5 million. So I would not have been in a position to be sacrificed or in a position to have to move because of the consequences. So what I would have done, the judge says, bah, you lost. There's a settlement for the security guard in the amount of $3 to $4 or $5 million. And I would have said, thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to pay you, and my lawyer will be in touch with y'all tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night. I would have hopped on, took my family. I would have hopped on one of my private jet PJs, and we would have went over into the islands. We would have chilled out. We would have got massages, ate steak, smoked the best, drunk the best, breathed the best, and reminded myself that I have more than what I lost, Lord. And what I would have let them know is that I'm more than a conqueror through him that believes. And whatever I lost that was material, God, I can get it back. I would have visited my house in Boston. And when I came back to my city of St. Louis, and known that at the end of the day, I'm still working, moving, and I'm great, and I'll be safe, and I'll be all right. Shout out to you, Shadow Down, being a member for a while, family. We definitely gonna tap in with you moving forward, because in 2026, you, me, will have the chance, you, to go live with Dilla T. We're gonna pick your Friday, but you will have a chance to go live with your boy Dilla T coming in on a Friday of your choosing when we're ready. You must be a member. You must have subscribed. You must be a part of the No Filters family to even be suggested for us all, or for you to be a member, or you to be a guest. For you to be a guest in the No Filters show, as we together will go live for an hour and a half to 2 hours in the discussions that we do. So that's truly a blessing. But you understand, that's what I would have did. I would have settled and I would have paid them and kept living my life. I would have never been in this position to have to settle for anything that I don't agree with, that would have put myself, my family, or anybody in jeopardy at the end of the day. Shout out to Melanie Lawson. Melanie Lawson, I appreciate you pulling up. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe, family. You already know what it is. It's coming real. Let's make sure we understand again. Bam! We got the No Filters hoodies. We got the No Filters shirts. We got the No Filters everything, merchandise. Make sure you go to the store to let them know it's really real and what we're doing for you to support your people. You understand? It's a raffle. $5 raffle for the hoodies. Your $2 raffles will get you a No Filters classic t-shirt that all has been woman. One man, one woman will win a No Filters classic t-shirt with the $2 raffles. The $2 raffles right now, sending it to the No Filters Cash app or in the super chat. Be clear that that is your $2 for the raffle, so you can win a No Filters classic t-shirt sponsored by your girl Nene Love, Savvy TV, and your boy Dilla T, right here with my fam, making sure that it's real, it's raw, it's understood, and that we keeping it all the way under 100 with family here. Let's make sure we keep going. Let's make sure we keep going. Let's do it.
Media post in 2018, she called out the separation of families at the border during Trump's first administration, saying, quote, "This is so scary to me. Please stop this." Things seemed to shift for Minaj during the COVID-19 pandemic. Anti-vaxxers flocked to her social media when in September 2021, she posted claiming that an unnamed friend of her cousin had, quote, became impotent after getting a COVID-19 shot. Medical experts have refuted those claims regarding the vaccine. By this year, she was reposting videos from the White House on TikTok, including one that...
Then here was a $2 donation and a no filter for the super chat for the raffle, making sure we keeping it together. Fam says, you know my people, Jason Taylor, you know that's my fam. He already moved the boss, and now let me understand, get it right. Get yourself together, make sure you understand that it's a raffle right now. It's only $2, and if you want that hoodie, it's $5. Your color, your style, your name on the back, customized, signed by your boy Dealatofficial and my fam here at No Filters. Let's keep going. Why? Because we cooking. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. We ain't playing. Let's go.
That used her Baba Boom song as a soundtrack and touted Trump's anti-trans and anti-immigration policies. All of this led up to her appearance at Turning Point USA's AmericaFest.
Before we get into it, celebs like Godfrey, Tokyo Tony, you had D.L. Hughley respond, Joe Budden, Kaya, everybody has been weighing in on this Nicki Minaj situation. And before we get into Rail, because I know Rail is ready to go. We know she's ready to go. Let's hear from some of the celebs who had some smoke for Nicki Minaj and what she did.
I think Donald Trump is a handsome, debonair. Another weak bitch is Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, we ain't talking like that, man. Get orders, man. Like, what?
I want to step back and smush her ass like that.
This is Nicki Minaj at Turning Point with Erika Kirk.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around.
This is what Charlie Kirk said specifically about
here with the $5 donation.
I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Later on, Charlie Kirk specifically addressed what he thought of illegal immigrants.
Deported as soon as they're born here.
Yes, with their parents, absolutely.
You don't think that we should give them, we shouldn't encourage them to become productive members of American society?
No.
Do you believe in the American dream?
Yes, of course, for American citizens, not for every person around the planet.
I agree. I think we all do.
Yes, it's not our job to open up our borders to every sad story around the planet.
Exactly. They don't. But the children did not choose to cross the border. They did not choose to come here.
Okay.
They've been placed here.
Exactly. So don't punish them by separating mom and dad. They can all go back to their country of origin. It's very simple.
Nicki Minaj is virtually everything that the man who started that movement was against. But yet, she finds herself the keynote speaker at the very movement he founded. I find it ironic that the members of MAGA would turn their back on their principles so swiftly for convenience sake. It seems to be transactional.
You know what it is.
And it seems to be that MAGA hates everything. They call themselves patriots, they call themselves Christians, but they seem to hate everything except racists, pedophiles, and sellouts. It astounds me that transgender people draw their ire more than pedophiles. But I guess for Nicki, that would be par for the course. Her brother is a pedophile. Her husband is a registered sex offender. And we know that MAGA doesn't have an aversion to that. That isn't a disqualifier for them. As a matter of fact, most weddings have a bride and a groom. Nicki Minaj's wedding had a bride and a groomer. And nothing is more MAGA than that.
That was the last can on the cake for me. Sorry, Barbs. Sorry, Nick. Don't call me, don't text me. It is what it is. Sometimes how y'all move around out there does have an effect on how I view you. And this was one of them things. I'd be a fool to think that you didn't consider that before you did it.
I'm sure.
Which just says to me that you really don't give a fuck. I'm even more baffled. I don't even know how much of this conversation I could have, but they're so anti-transgender, which is confusing to me because I've been to the Nicki concert.
That's the thing that fucks me up.
I'm so confused by so much of what was said on that stage.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, hoping that maybe it was going to be impartial or there was a reason, but she was just echoing a lot of the shit that you would expect to be echoed.
I remember
highly disappointed.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
extremely disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
Very, very anti-black of you.
You know what, Gag Nation, for not telling, Gag, what people want your husband on the docket, Nick Van Dyke, for not telling you to sit the fuck down, Gag Water, and for failing as a man and as a husband. I'm a group of the people on that. Because you was out of order. This is the case of if you don't get your crazy deranged ass wife, Kenneth snatch bitches by the pussy petty, you better. Let's talk about the order. Moving into a bitch house, increasing her dependency on you through drug use, while causing her to lose her house over judgment. You called for punching a saltine cracker overseas. You ain't learned to stay your ass over there from over there too, by pretending to be her fucking security because you don't have a real fucking job. While she's busy being a keyboard Karen with mental health issues and a fucking drug addict that need to put the coquillana down, I guess one of the stays running out of her nose. Not taking the phone out of her
money with the $9.
And disabling all her social media accounts until she gets the help that she needs. And having an old immigrant whore claim she is now made a just.
So what she just said right there, again, her husband smacked the breath out of security guard because they allowed somebody on stage. And then went to court and then lost the lawsuit. Lost it. And they said that you owe this man a couple mil. She didn't pay, didn't care, and then let it ride, and then it was over. Because they said, oh, you don't want to pay nothing? You don't want to do nothing? Okay, that's fine. We're just going to take the house. You understand? So when we talking about pimp hand, no, we talking about the soul hand. See, this is soul snatcher smack. This ain't a pimp snow snatcher smack. Yeah, this is soul smack snatcher smack. I said a smack snatcher smack. You heard that? A soul smack snatcher smack. You ever smacked the soul out of somebody? Oh no, I wait on you. Have you ever smacked the soul out of somebody? I want your soul. Take snatch a smack a snatch. You understand? That's what's going on here. We're not playing. And don't play with my people in here too. Let me tell you something, man. No filters, man. See, we don't play that here, no filters. Because see, we're here to save your life. We family. But the moment you cross borders and cross lines, Lord knows we ready to find you where you sit. We ready to find you where you lay. Wherever you slumber, we choose to come. Watch your mouth, watch your living, watch your less. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe right now, become a member so you can collab with me 2026. Right here with No Filters and your boy Dilla T and my fam. One of you will choose and be chosen to be a collab on a Friday with your boy Dilla T. You will know the topic, you will know the time, and you will know when you come up in here. You getting you something to eat, something to drink, and something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you know the topic, fam. You need to be saying, let's get into this here.
To get your predatory ass apart and off the sex offenders list. And we the people say a real nigga ain't gonna have.
Is you the first?
It's so sad, Gag. That's because this whole I don't have nothing to say about this bitch. Your husband ain't shit because he need to get some control of you. Okay? But he ready for you to clock up out of here so he can take the little bit of money you got left. I guess.
I will start with a brief anecdotal situation.
Newbie in real life. Hit that like button sub right now.
I'm in high school.
Hit that like button sub right now.
I don't even know why I need to
hit that like button sub right now.
Okay. The friend was of Caribbean melanated descent. We ain't even gonna say which one. We're just gonna say Caribbean melanated. Just they're my color though.
What'd you say, Chris? Let Ruth go first, man.
Part of a building, and a Caucasian persuasion, who was a friend of both of ours, came over to us and said something about, hey, I'm over here hanging with the darkies.
You ain't lying, Shadow.
Me, being of American, Black, Indigenous descent, I know what that means. But my friend, who was of Caribbean melanated heritage kind of just laughed it off and, oh, yep, here we are. Oh, no. And I say that story to say that, you know, I don't know if there's like a divide between us where, you know, our Caribbean brothers and sisters maybe take things a different or perceive things a different way than we do. And I'm not trying to make this about.
And that's real because we have and we've been through things that put us in position. Hit that like button up and tap the screen. Let's
Black
go.
people love Trump.
You understand? That's a real thing.
Black people love Trump.
Where's that?
Like Nicki Minaj.
Oh, God.
I mean, listen, man.
That something is. She made a deal. She must be getting somebody out of jail.
Her brother.
It has to be that.
Well,
There's
her
no.
husband not locked up, but they're saying that
She sounds insane.
At one point, she said that he was handsome.
Dashing.
And it's like, bitch, do you need my glasses? Because
no, it's not even that. She was told to do it.
Yeah, she was told to say that.
Because it looks scripted. I said something is. How the fuck?
Because Erika Kirk's on goddamn press tour. It's like, bitch, your husband's body ain't even cold yet. Like,
I think. And you see, this how people feel. This how people see it. This how people understand it. Is this what the case is? Is this the level we living in right now? We looking at movie scripts. We looking at plays, and we a part of it. You starring in a situation that's ending in you. You are the start and the ending. And the funny part is we just sitting back looking at it like we don't know that everything is scripted. Think about it, fam. You go to work, it's scripted. You wake up every day, it's scripted. Everything you do every day is scripted. Whether that thing is written before or after or while it's happening, it is scripted. Why? Because this is what we must do every day. It's called responsibilities. You understand how responsibilities become scripted? Because the scripted of it is, these are the responsibilities written down that you have to do every day. So to be honest with you, it's sort of a brainwash that we continue to wake up and do everything every day. You smoke every day, you drink every day, you pray every day, you wink every day, you love every day, you hate every day. I mean, I can break down what you are doing every day that is scripted and brainwashed. There is nothing that you're doing that's new or diabolical. That ain't a part of the script, the play, or the brainwash. And as funny and terrible as it sounds, fam, that is exactly what it is. So we're here to break the script. We're here to break the leash. We're here to break the routine. Because we've all been chose a routine. What kind of snack you got? We've all been chose the routine to continue. But the fact that we're brainwashed to do everything we do daily. Good night, Lori. Have a good one, love. That's the real life so we can understand what's real. Because at the end of the day, we chose this script. We chose this play. We chose this movie. We chose this scene that we are starring in. And yet we still don't know who is directing it. We really don't know the real producers. We see the director, but we really don't know the producers. So every day we wake up, it's a movie we starring in. It's a script that we live by. It's a brainwash that we do every day. Think about it. You wake up and eat, piss, shit, drink, walk, put on clothes you've already put on 2 weeks ago. You do the same things that pleasure you daily, that you like, whether you like to drink, eat, smoke, breathe, look at, think. This is what you're doing daily. So yes, we are brainwashed. I'm sorry to tell you that, but we are truly brainwashed. Everything we do every day, there's nothing different than what we do. We have to do it. We're taking care of our kids. We're taking care of ourselves. We doing it every day, the same damn thing. So tell me this. How the hell you get to talk about people? How the hell you got something to say about anybody? How the hell do you measure up against everybody in the world when you are doing the exact same thing we all are doing? The point I'm making, ain't not a soul in here special. How do you get to talk about people? How do you get to walk around people? How do you get to toot your nose up to people? How do you get to say something behind people's back when we all are brainwashed and doing the same thing every day? We are not in a position to be more or less, but yet we are even because we are the same. Your money, your cars, your clothes, your houses does not make you more than me. Why? Because we have the same blood in our bodies and we bleed the same bleed. So you have no purpose to be more than me, and I have no purpose to be more than you. Because why? We are all brainwashed the same. Shout out to family from Greece. Believe it or not, my family from Greece is more the same. We are still the same. We are still here. We still bleed the same blood. We may eat different food, but we live the same. Why? Because we wake up with responsibilities. We are brainwashed. Shout out to Albuquerque in the building. We are brainwashed and we do the same. There's nothing that separates you from me. I don't care if you believe in God and I don't. Hear me today. There is nothing that makes you more than me. You might feel like you closer to the Father if you believe. But let me tell you what the Lord said, that he's married to the sinner. You better shut up. So how close do you think you really are than me? We all are brainwashed. We all in the same boat. And we all swimming on the same lake, river, shores. There's nothing that separates you from me. There's nothing from me that separates me from you. I just want you to understand that there's nothing you can do that separates you from people next door. Why? Because we all are human. We all bleed red. And we all are hustlers and trying to figure it out in this simulation. So the realness about my madness and the seriousness is, I'm tired of people trying to act like they so far away, or that we are so different, or that we don't bleed the same, or that we don't feel the same. Even knowing young, old, middle age, we still are all brainwashed. And we still are all doing the same things every day. Waking up, judging people, talking about people, and our own shit stink. But don't nobody know it until we know it. And even when we find out your shit stink, you trying to cover it up. So when we look at life and we look at living, we generally have to understand that we all are in the same boat. We all going through the same thing. We all are brainwashed. And we all have responsibility. And because of those alone, we all are held accountable for change and for help and responsibility that at the end of the day, you gonna change your brainwash. You gonna change how you doing every day. You gonna change what you wake up and do every day. You gonna change your brainwash. That's the reason, that's the season, that's the conversations we having. And those are the things that we're talking about to make sure that we understand that at the end of the day, we control the difference. We control the outcome. We control who do and who don't. We control the brainwash. You understand? We control the download. We control ourselves. So we just want you to know, at the end of the day, when you find yourself in something, we still gotta get it. When we find ourselves going down these deep holes and finding ourselves in these situations, we gotta understand that we control the brainwash. We control whatever it is. When we find ourselves going down low, find ourselves in those situations, we are in control. Never forget, you are in control. Regardless of what they tell you, regardless of what you read or what you're looking at, we are in control, fam. You feel? Only one way to do it and understand, one way to get it done. As always, fam, you know it. Only one way to do it and do it one way. We in control of everything that we do because even knowing what we're doing, it's the only way to get it done. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all making sure that we intact and that we out attack to make sure that family heard. We here to read the headlines in between the lines. And every line that we know that darkness coming to light and light want to create darkness from people that want to take games and play games with us. But at the end of the day, we know together we're stronger than we are apart. And at the end of the day, being brainwashed will not make us stay the same. As always, fam, I truly appreciate you and your fam pulling up on me each and every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., making sure that we're here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a, talk like a, we know what it is. We truly appreciate you as always, fam, making sure you and your fam is taken care of. I truly appreciate you making sure for the raffles and making sure that you always tuned in Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. as love as we do. You know I love you all, and I truly appreciate y'all pulling up. As always, it's so much realer than what you think it is. As always, family, I truly appreciate you knowing that when you pull up, you get you something to drink, something to eat, and something to smoke if that's what you do. Because always, you see the title. You in here with your boy Dilla T and my family. And you know this is No Filters. I love you all. Truly. Be safe. God bless. Lock your doors. Good night.